do see patients. What makes Jewel Premium Sanitary Napkins different? And I ask that because on this program, we talk a lot about the awareness through the Justice for My Jewel campaign, but we also talk about the product through the women's experiences that have been on the program. But for you, what makes this product, Jewel, different or unique to others that's out there on the market?
Well, there are two ways I like to look at the Jewel napkin, from the standpoint of the environment and from the standpoint of the benefit to the woman who's using it. First of all, it's all natural. And it's amazing what the plastic has now done to pollution,
Yes.
what plastic has done to our sewer systems. And so the average product that's out there on the market has these ingredients, has these materials that actually are polluting the environment. So that's one aspect. And we got to think about the environment going forward. From the standpoint of health, a lot of women look upon that cycle. They almost dread those days because of the amount of bleeding, the fact that they have the pain, the fact that it's coming. And so now we have a product that definitely changes their perspective on how they look at their cycle. I know some people have been using it and don't understand necessarily why they've seen these benefits, where the cycles are less, the cramping is less, the woman just feels better. And what we have in the pad is called graphene. Actually, it's graphene oxide. So if anybody wants to actually learn more about this particular, we call it now the wonder material, is to look up the medical benefits of graphene. Because if you just look up graphene, it's being used for everything. I mean, literally everything.
That is true.
But as far as the medical applications, what graphene does is it actually lets off energy. That energy goes into the body. And when it goes into the body, it actually helps to dilate the blood vessels. It's the microcirculation. And when it dilates the blood vessels, what does that do? It provides more oxygen to the tissues. And we all know that oxygen is needed to basically provide the benefits and the well-being of a tissue. And so therefore, if you can increase oxygen to a tissue, what are you doing? You're helping it to heal a lot faster. And so when people have a cycle, really the reason they bleed the number of days that they're bleeding is that the lining is trying to heal. Since the person did not become pregnant, they've sloughed off the lining. Now it has to heal. And the amount of days it takes to heal determines how many days they bleed. Well, now if you're adding an ingredient that can help speed up that process, this cycle will be less, the cramping will be less. Another factor that makes the cramping less is that it also decreases the production of something called prostaglandin. Prostaglandin, you don't have to even worry about that big word, is just something that we all women make prostaglandin, whether they're in labor, whether it's their cycle, whether they're having a miscarriage, they make prostaglandin. It's the prostaglandins that cause the contractions and the cramping. So if you can decrease the prostaglandin production, you'll have less cramping. That is another element of graphene. It definitely helps to decrease the production of prostaglandins. And this is kind of why your NSAIDs, your Motrin, Aleve, Advil, that's why they work so well, because they block the production of prostaglandin. So graphene actually energizes, that's about the best way to describe it. It energizes the actual circulation in the uterus, the vaginal walls. It also, because it has a natural I like to call it anti-bacterial, antifungal effect, that when your blood is coming from the cycle and is carrying bacteria, graphene will help to lyse, the cell walls of the bacteria. So that's why women will say that they notice that they're not having the odors, they're not having the vaginal itching, they're not having the irritation. So there's a lot more to our pad, than just the fact that it's collecting the menses. It also has a therapeutic aspect to it. And that's why these testimonials that you're hearing from around the world about the Jewel napkin that's the science behind it.
You cut out a little bit, Dr. Malloy.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? You cut out a little bit.
Okay. What I was saying was the reason why you're hearing the testimonials that patients are talking about how they're noticing these changes is that the graphene actually has the ability to do these things. In addition, another aspect of graphene, it helps absorption. So a Jewel sanitary napkin can hold almost 4 to 5 times as much menstrual blood as the ordinary napkins that are on the market right now. So the woman is getting a better napkin, more eco-friendly, and it has the therapeutic benefit that has science behind it.